Also, a nice birthday gift from my wife is this from the show Yellowstone. If you ever watched it or any of its sequels, you know that taking you to the train station has nothing to do with model railroading. And we'll just leave it at that. My river crossing area here with my sandstone kind of ledge, which will need some more touching up, and maybe we'll start this side today, I don't know. But I had picked up a bunch of used track and this bridge off of Facebook Marketplace. However, you see we have a little problem here. And I've contemplated different ways in which to span this, but I thought the best way is to get another bridge, and that's what we're gonna do. I was pleasantly surprised to find that despite a beat up package, this one was an exact match for that segment of bridge. So between the two of them, they should span everything rather well. And I'll put a pier in here as well, but more to follow. So we have our bridges that we're eventually going to get to cross the big river gap. But in update number 10, we were building the gap crossing bridge by hand. And though I don't have a lot of video of the actual assembly, you can see where we ended up through these still photos. So now you can see the end result with the left and right abutments with our retaining walls, and then trimmed out with some modeling clay. The modeling clay does dry and it cracks. I don't think I'll be using much more of that, but since it'll be covered with rocks and ground cover, will be fine. I did add some special painted rocks just to trim it out, and I'm very happy with the way that turned out. So I've been adding some detail onto the rock slide, as I call it. A little bit of moss, some brown and green effect. Some I'm gonna have to smooth out because it's a little bit stark, but that's all right. But I'm on my way to accomplishing the overall effect of getting that together. Now my next part is getting the track on a level path all the way through over to these bridges. When I've been working on this particular piece of styrofoam, making like a riser or a pylon for this as well. I think my idea here is I'm going to take some plaster from the plaster sheets and smear it on and kind of give it a concrete-like effect, because there are a few little divots in there. And as you see, I'm going to have to get something to raise that up because it's not quite level. The other challenge I'm discovering is in my haste on this middle section is that through here there's a bit of a rise and then it dips to the grade of the railroad. So we're going to have to do some work right in here, and it's probably going to involve some cutting and a bit of a mess. So here's another reason why I call this the new model railroader. So it became evident as I approached the bridge that I wasn't going to have a level run from there to there. You can see where I got it propped up. We're not looking too bad. This is kind of roughed in. But in order to get here and use that thing as the center point or the end of the point of level, if that makes sense, is back here, do a lot of work with the Dremel tool, cutting this out because this was a little bit high. And it's in the plywood, and because I have this already complete, it's really hard to use a chisel to do anything major. So this is a very gradual process of cutting in these lines and then just by hand power chipping that away to make this somewhat level, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to forego any track bed in here in order to get this level, and this will just rest right on the table as it approaches the bridge. So I want to give it just a rough coat of a dirt kind of color, just to hide any of the white coming through from the clay. We don't have to be too particular.